In the Multimedia Exploration Program. This is your first big assignment, guys. We are going to be signing in to our Google Classroom. First of all, you are going to then go to your 6th, 7th, or 8th period folder. Please see the screen before you. We are going to use the 6th period classroom to begin our assignment. Remember, when you sign into your Google Classroom, this is what you should see. This is the stream. The stream only tells you current information in chronological order. So you will see, if you see my mouse, the posted assignment concept board design. You will also see below it a Google slide that just references how we do so. So every time we post an assignment, every time we add to our classroom, it shows up in the stream. Now, as I mentioned, ladies and gentlemen, when you want to know exactly what is due, what you need to be working on, go to classwork. Your classwork is not going to have as many gray items as mine. It should have none. Gray items are completed assignments. The only assignments you should have completed are ones that have been given to you. And look, none of these have been given out yet. Look at what I have in green, the basic sketch. That was your first assignment, done and over. So now you know today, all you have to do is go to Concept Board Design. The first thing you see is the requirements to complete the assignment. Please take note that those are the instructions. They tell you what to do, how to submit it, and when it is due. But in order to get into the assignment and see the details, there's your slide. You need to click View Assignment. When you do that, you will not see this screen, but you will see this screen. There's your slide. Click on your Google slide, and it will open, and here is your project. You are faced with designing a life-saving or altering piece of apparel. For this project, designing a concept board for a life-saving or life-altering blanket. But it doesn't matter if it is an assignment on designing a record album. It will still be presented to you in the same format. What I always do first is scroll down on the left panel to find my exercise requirements, always in the same format. We'll start with exercise 1. And look at this, the same list of requirements that are back on the original assignment. So the instructions, ladies and gentlemen, are shown in 2 locations, thus meaning there is never a time you need to ask. Always refer to your assignment in Google Classroom. Do not raise your hand and ask me the assignment requirements if you have not looked. Because you know what I'm going to say to you? Did you look on your Google assignment? Exercise 1 continues. It's a little bit of a long list. Underneath that, you'll find your workflow chart. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a lifesaver, no pun intended, but this tells you exactly what you need to be doing every day of the week so you do not fall behind. Now, let's start the assignment. Number 1, come up with an idea. Number 2, sketch some ideas on paper. If that's not working, we can go right to Google. We need to define what it is. Is it a need or a want? Let's hop on Google and start to search. And this is how we do it, guys. Really simple. You could even go to the opening of the slide. You could even highlight Life-saving or altering blanket. We don't even have to think. Let's copy, new tab, paste, and search. Go to images. Look at all the images. Now I'm seeing a lot of comfy blankets. I want a life-saving blanket. Let's keep it real to the point. Wow, look at that. Pages upon pages of blankets, fire blankets, emergency blankets, avalanche blankets, first aid blanket with instructions. Look at that. It even has a chest compression monitor. This is what I'm talking about. The ideas never stop. Look at that picture. When you click a picture, it opens in the the right side in a big picture viewer. That's where you want to see it. Please remember this comment. You need to have your images be around 1000 by 1000 pixels to be high quality. You don't want blurry images in your presentation. This is 700 by 800, not too bad. I'm going to click and hold, drag it over to the right side, leave a little bit of room so you can see it on your desktop. Now look, WEBP, that is the file prefix. That will not work. Your files must be JPEG, JPEG, JPEG format, no WEBP. Throw that out, empty your trash, get rid of it. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, I'm collecting images on the right side of my page. I have this young lady here smiling with her safety blanket. I'm going to drag her. That is a JPEG. That can stay on my desktop. Okay, we've got some images. Here is a blanket being used for a tent. Let's drag that. That is a JPEG. We can use that. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to make a list for you, and that's the first thing I'm going to do. I'm going to close that tab. I'm going to make a new tab. The waffle menu to the right side of your screen. Click and open, and you'll see the Google Slides. Click Slides. You have your choices. You can go blank, or you can start with a template. I like blank because then I can do whatever I want. Now, this is what I'm going to do for you right now. I'm going to write file formats for download. Look at that. Big and bold. Fix my misspelling. I'm going to move this to the top of the page. Now, right here, these are acceptable files. So, good. Now, what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to return and put .jpeg, return .png, return .tiff. Wow, they are really small. Let's make them bigger. Let's make them bolder. Let's make it so it fits on the page by moving the box. So guys, this is showing you type manipulation. Hierarchy. Let's make our title of our topic bigger. Good files. JPEG, PNG, and TIFF. Remember this, ladies and gentlemen. These are files that are good to drag to your desktop for presentation. Copy and paste the block. The blue frame means it's active. See these red lines? That means they're lined up. That's weird because it's not lined up if you look at it. But it'll kind of help you along moving it around the page. Use the blocks that are already designed. I'm going to keep this and write bad file formats. And things that we don't want are WEBP files. We also don't want .avi files. Not good. those are the two that are going to get you in trouble. .pdf might not or might work. Sometimes Google doesn't like it. So be prepared. If this lands on your desktop when you drag, please eliminate the file. Now there, I'm going to leave that on my page. I've balanced it. I've got a bold title. Maybe that bold title needs to be bright red to really stand out. So ladies and gentlemen, please think about hierarchy and balance. Maybe this should be bold. Now we have a main title. We have two subtitles that are strong and calling out the features of good and bad. And then we have our listing of things that we want. So this is a list I created very quickly in Google. It's a descriptor, very little words telling you the kind of files you need. Now, insert, new slide, clean and blank. I don't want text here, so I'm going to select and delete. There's two ways to get images on your page. You can insert them, insert image from computer. You've drug the images or you've dragged them to the desktop. Over to the right, ladies and gentlemen. That's where they are. So click desktop and look, there they are. I'm going to click open and it will pop up. Now, you can drag files from your desktop to Google. You cannot, ladies and gentlemen, I repeat, you cannot do this when you go down here. Look at my mouse. Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign. When we are designing in our design software, we do not drag and drop. Okay, now I will show you. You can click, drag and drop. There's the picture. You can leave it selected with the blue bounding box. The corners, watch what happens. They turn to movement tools. You can click and move the box. When you go to the corner, look, it turns to an out arrow. You can make it bigger. You can make it smaller. Now, you can also, well, it stays proportional, so you don't distort it, which is good. Now, if you wanted to, I'm going to delete this. Let's move this one to the middle. Let's make it bigger. Bigger, bigger. Now, the resolution is not very good. If I zoom in on this, you're going to see this is blurry. Not good. You should not use this. But I need it for an exercise. So watch. You might want this picture to be square. This is how you do it. A blue box is the bounding box. Double click till it turns black and blue. This shows the picture, and it shows you how you can bring in the sides to the edge of what you want to see. And there it is. Deselect, and it changes the size of the box that is holding the picture. I will show you one more time. I'm going to hit Command Z, which is undo. Command Z one more time. Actually has another level. Command Z one more time. Command Z. It just keeps undoing. Edit, undo. Command Z. Redo. Command Y. Now watch. I'm going to do it one more time. I don't like it. It's too big. I want to crop a different area. Double click. Remember, single click is 1. Double click is 2. Click the little black tab. I'm going to change it even more. I'm going to make it now vertical. And then deselect. That's it. Makes no sense, but it shows you how to change the size, the parameters of a box. That is step 1 to making a nice slide. Please pay attention as I'm doing this to how I balance my layout. I'm not going to just stick everything down here on the corner. Never have images touching the edge of your slide. It creates tension. So let's bring some images in. Drag and drop. She's too big. Let's make her a little smaller. Let's put her over on this corner. Drag and drop. Let's put her on. Let's shrink her down. Let's put her in this corner. As you see, we are dealing with nothing but blankets. This is a lifestyle shot. Ladies and gentlemen, remember we spoke about this. A lifestyle shot shows the product or service in real life. This young lady is in bed with her blanket. This young lady, this is a product shot. This shows no life. It has a white background. It is very sterile. It has no emotion. You don't feel whether she's cold or hot. Two different types of photos, both with their purposes. As we spoke up in our lesson yesterday, you need lifestyle shots to help people understand your concept. All right, she's kind of big. I'm going to put her here. I want you to see what I'm working on here. See how we cover up? That's fine. Say we wanted her to be in the front. Go to the arrange icon. Go to order. Go to bring to front. There you go. Now, wait a second. She's covering my image. I don't like that. So we're going to get rid of the background. This is perfect for removal. I am going to put a link to a website called Remove Background. Remove BG. All you have to do is drag the picture onto it. There it goes. There is the background removed. You have to download the file. Ladies and gentlemen, your download folder is going to be your best friend. Done. Go back to your presentation. You want that file? Let's go into that downloads folder. Look at the down arrow. Open the folder. If you can't see it, I can. It's right there. Look. The file is now converted to a PNG, which means it is a transparent background file. Drag it back to your picture. Look at this magic. Ladies and gentlemen, it has no background. So we can delete the bad one and place this image. Now she has no background. Now we have a little bit more creativity, a little bit more depth in our presentation. Let's just leave that there for a second. Let's get a couple more pictures in. We have this picture of this fire blanket. We now have another picture of a folded fire blanket. This is again a product shot. It has no lifestyle. Ugh. Let's go back to remove background. Let's close that one. Let's get this black background blanket in there. Take it out, download. Go to the downloads folder. There's your PNG. So let's go back to our presentation. Downloads. There it is. Drag and drop. Look at that. Delete the old one. And here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Look how cool that is. Look at the dimension. Look at the dynamics we're now creating with our presentation. So let's make a nice layout, because honestly, this is a bit helter-skelter or disorganized. Not something we want to show in a graphic layout, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to edit the look of this. Number one, we're going to get rid of the ugly element in the room. That would be this left box touching the edge. Doesn't have color coordination. We have a very cool bluey purpley theme right now. Let's run with that. Let's get rid of this green forest. It doesn't fit. Delete. Now we have color harmony. We also have object harmony. This is all about blankets. We could almost leave this like this, but you know what we aren't saying? What this is. So wait a second. Let's organize this. Maybe we need to organize this lady. Now she has a square edge to her. So let's line her up with the bottom edge. We have this young lady. This young lady is a lifestyle shot, full frame. Let's maybe get her organized with this other young lady. Maybe make them line up like that. Let's take this picture here. Let's make this also full frame. Now we have a balanced layout. Let's see here. We can move everything over and center it. See that red line? Look, off, on. Now it's centered. The red lines show. This floating on top is kind of cool. It shows dimension. It shows another fire blanket or safety blanket. Maybe we move it up a little bit because you know what I want? I want a little bit of space because I'm going to put a title there. I'm going to grab a text box. I'm going to bring it down and I'm going to call this the amazing. You know what? I'm going to hit return. Or no, you know what? I'm going to leave that box alone. And I'm going to put that right here. I think I want to put it right here. Maybe make it a little bigger. That means it's going to return until you make the box longer. See how we manipulate this box? Let's keep doing it. Let's try to get it that long. So let's do the amazing. One more click. There, now it fits. Now there's a nice fitment here. But watch this. Never start from scratch. Copy, paste. That way you're using the same font and the same size. Here, we want to go maybe a little bit bigger, a little bit longer, all the way to the edge here. Let's highlight it. What are we going to call this? We don't want to call it the fire blanket that puts out fires. That looks really cute with the young lady that looks like Taylor Swift with the lady who's covered in tinfoil. No, we want to call it something cool, like the amazing Comfy Cool, because it keeps you cool. Guys, this isn't about my name right now. This is about thinking creatively. So we're going to call it the amazing Comfy Cool. Not the Comfy Cool blanket. You know it's a blanket. So let's do this. Let's make it bold because it's the title. And let's make it bigger so it really stands out. Now it's a little low. Let's move it up. There you go, guys. We're now building a presentation called the Amazing Comfy Cool. This is your first slide. This is your wow. This is your intro. This is it. Now, the rest of the details, the table of contents, the detail pictures on how your product works, that's on you guys. I'm not going to go into crazy details on that. If I wanted to, I could edit. Let's see, view, nope, insert, where is it? We want to duplicate. So click on the slide, make it yellow. Let's duplicate. Remember, don't do work twice. Let's say we're going to do a detail. Let's get rid of that. Whoop, we want that one. That was a detail. Oop, we want that one. Let's just say we're going to call this the details. We don't have to change anything. The details, we could say how it works. Don't forget, descriptions, not sentences. We can move this up here. We can move her here. So this is a details page. So what else we're going to do is we're going to copy and paste that. We're going to put it here. Now let's put it up top. We don't want our detail titles to be really strong. So we're going to go smaller and type. Select it properly, guys. Minus, 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 minus. You call it folds into small size. That's a detail. So let's copy that. Bring it over here. Let's give this young lady a title. And we'll say fits almost any size person. Now we have a detail page. Look at this. Cohesion, uniformity, and balance. Slide 2, cohesion, uniformity, and balance. Now, I'm gonna duplicate this slide, and we're gonna call this, let's just delete this. This is a simpler slide. We're gonna call this color palette. Color palette. Guess what we don't need? Any words. Delete. We're gonna go to the internet. We're gonna type in cool color palettes. That's it. Search what you're saying. Go to images. Remember I told you color palettes are an arrangement of balanced and harmonious color. Now, looking through here, we can take just strips of color, or we can take color with a lifestyle shot. Look at that. That is so awesome. It's a JPEG. Yeah, we can download that. Look, here's another one. This is kind of the same color palette. Purples, lighter colors. That's a JPEG. Let's go back. Drag to our page. Make it bigger. Look how cool that is, guys. Boom. Drag and drop. Bring it down. Now, you might not necessarily want two color palettes. But if you're selling a product, maybe you do. So maybe you want to go back to Google and take cool off and just type in trendy. And now you're going to get all different color palettes. So now you're going to get arrangements of color palettes. So say you're going to offer a variety of product colors. Maybe you just go to this palette here. Download that palette. It is a JPEG. Come back. Say, you know what? I don't want one. I want an arrangement. There you go. That's all there is on there. It's a little bit of a clunky layout. I don't like it when you deselect. I don't want to see where it says color hunt. So I'm going to one click is blue, double click is black. What I want to do is eliminate that title. I want to eliminate this gray band around it. So I'm going to bring this in. I want a nice clean color palette. Now look, there it is. Put it in the middle of the page. Or maybe even set it over here. Okay, there's your color palette. 6 colors for your product. So ladies and gentlemen, please look to the left and look at my slides. I can organize them and move them. So I can put my details of my file formats at the back. Intro, details, color palette. There's 3 of my 5. The only thing I'm missing is table of contents and my contact us exit strategy. Now I'm going to let you guys figure that one out for yourselves. But this is the basics on how we lay out a color board for a concept board presentation. So ladies and gentlemen, Concept Board 101. Please enjoy, and I'll see you in class.